Myths, rumours and secrets. What really happens at secondary school? Chapter 3. Parents and students often ask me whether the rumours about secondary school are true. When I ask them what those rumours are, they're very often the same ones that I spent worrying about when I was a young chap, just about to make the jump to secondary. While I can't promise you that these things won't happen, and I'm sure somewhere in the world on one day, maybe even 100 years ago, some of them did, what I can say with a reasonable amount of confidence is that these things will not happen to you. Let's dispose of them one by one. Mr. Burton's Myths and Legends. Number 1. I'll have my head flushed down the toilet every day. First things first, think of a toilet. No toilet I have ever seen in my life has the capacity for an 11-year-old's head to fit in it. Unless it's one of those Italian toilets with very large hole in the ground, but still, how many schools have those? On top of this, never in my whole life have I heard of this actually happening to anyone in a school. I've gone to, as a student, a school I've worked in, a school I've visited, or any other place where young people come together. Number 2. I'll be bullied every minute of every day. I can safely say you won't be bullied every minute of every day, but I can't say bullying will never happen. So if you do experience it, tell someone you trust who can help you. Find out more in Chapter 8 on page 101. It's fixable, and it's absolutely not embarrassing. Every single person at some point in their life in secondary school will feel like they're being picked on for something. I certainly did. The myth, though, that you'll be relentlessly bullied from minute 1 to minute 351,000 is not true. Number 3. The teachers are horrible and just out to get children. Not true. Not one little bit. Teachers spend years and years working hard, dedicating their entire working lives to being in schools to help children. Teachers are teachers, primary or secondary, and they are full of helpfulness, inspiration and love for their subject. Do you reckon anyone would go to school, then to sixth form, then to university, and then choose to go back to school for their entire career if they just wanted to pick on people for a job? Nah, mate. They want you to love their subject like they do. And they want to pass on what they know and bring nuclear physics, netball, Kandinsky, Brecht or Pythagoras to life for you in the way that someone did for them. Number 4. I'll be able to go home if the weather gets too hot. Every year, as soon as the sun shines, this comes out. No. Number 5. I'll be able to go home if the weather gets too cold. Every year, as soon as a single flake of snow falls, this one comes out. No. I'll be doing exams every single day. You won't. Exams and tests are a part of school, but the most important thing is the learning of what you are taught. Let's call it the stuff. Exams are just part of checking how much you know about that stuff. And an exam doesn't go all that well. It's not the end of the world. It's just showing that you've still got some stuff to learn. Number 7. I'll get 35,643,654 hours of homework every single night. Not true. Homework is important, but you will get an amount that's right for you at that time in your school life. It's supposed to sit along with what you're doing in your lessons and to help it move into your long-term memory. And teachers will plan it so that it helps you nail down what you've learnt that day or that week. It might also be used to test you on something you did a while ago. A massive part of remembering the stuff you need to know is actually forgetting it and then forcing yourself to recall it. Homework might be linked to that in various subjects. You'll get an amount you can manage, and it's best to do it when you get it so that you can keep on top of it. Number 8. Nobody will understand or get me. A big concern people have is that nobody will be on their team or squad, or nobody will be their type of person. But even if you're the only one going to the secondary school from your class, you will build up those friendships. School will support you with that, and don't forget, you're all in a very similar situation. Number 9. I won't get the special help I was getting at primary school because the teachers there were nice and you were all awful. If you get some extra help, one-to-one support with someone, help with reading or writing, your secondary school will know about it. Every school will have someone who can make sure people with extra needs are looked after properly, and your primary school support person will, very likely, already have spoken to your support person at secondary school, so they'll know what to get you at the moment, how it works for you, and what needs to happen in the future. If you need that help, you'll get that help. What will be different? So we've looked at some of the things people are scared of every year in school. But what things will actually be different? Well, number 1, your year will grow. No, time won't expand, don't worry about that. It's very, very likely though that your primary class will be tiny compared to your secondary one. It can be a bit scary and also amazing to be a small fish in a bigger pond than before. More room to swim and more fish to jump around with. Number 2, subjects are in different places. This is probably new. Every lesson will be in a different place, different classes in different areas with different people, and they're all led by different teachers. You will be surrounded by lots more teachers than before. These are people who choose to teach one particular subject, like history or maths. They love it, they study it, they spend their weekends thinking about it and planning it. They are the ultimate experts, so challenge them on what their favourite bit of knowledge is about their subject. They can and will fascinate you, or possibly bore you to sleep depending on how fascinating the fact actually is. Some facts are more interesting to different people than others, of course. Number 4, bigger or smaller classes. This one depends on where and when. You might have a small group for some subjects, maybe some catch-up reading or in practical classes where you're using tools, and bigger classes in other areas. But you'll certainly be in different lessons with different people. It's a brilliant way to meet new people and really get to grips with some stuff that might be what you end up doing for a job in the future. And it gives you some interesting tales to tell at break time when you meet up with your crew again.